Welcome to beautiful JJ Isakson Field here at Seymour Smith Park for Game 2 of our double header here on Tuesday Night Baseball right here on the Corn Belt League Network. I'm Ethan McCormick, joined alongside Jackson Ingvoldstad, and we saw a good game in Game 1. It was a kind of a rough outing there, though, and what are we expecting here in the second game?
Yeah, well, today's just been full of great weather, and we're going to see that continue. I mean, it hasn't been too hot. There's been some sun, a little bit of breeze, but no vicious winds or anything. So I think, with a great team like the Filthballers and then a team breaking even like the Red Raiders, I think we can expect some great baseball on display today. Omaha
has truly been blessed with some amazing weather the past 72 hours. It was a little cool, though, on Sunday. We had a couple games canceled on Sunday. There's a little debate going on out there if we really could have played those games or not, but we got baseball here tonight. We got the Filthballers and the Red Raiders. Let's take a look at the 2023 standings so far as we're about 2 weeks through the season. The Blue Dogs sit at the top of the season standings right now at 4-1, but the Filthballers, they've played more games, but they have more losses. The Filthballers come into this one at 5-2. The Crop Dusters not too far behind with one loss as well, coming in at 3-1, and then the Bombers 4-3. Rail Riders also 4-3. The Haymakers coming in at 2-2. And then the Red Raiders 6-1, and then the Black Sox, the lone team yet to win a game so far in the 2023 season.
Yeah, and that tie on the Red Raiders and the Bombers, that's something new for the Corn Belt League this year. They're adding the tie since we're maxing out our extra innings to 9. It's a little bit of an eyesore on the record standings, but hey, it's a lot easier than having a 15-inning game.
I think you were on the call for that game.
I was on
that
the call
was
for
opening day. That was the third game in our triple header. We were all pretty exhausted up here. Mm-hmm. That was a very, 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 very long game. Well, let's take a look at the upcoming broadcasting schedule right here on the Corn Belt League Network, as we will see the Rail Riders versus the Crop Dusters on Thursday, June 15th. That'll just be a standalone game right here on YouTube. And then Sunday, we will have one game as well. You'll kind of notice a theme during the College World Series. We'll just see a one-game broadcast slate as these players, they're busy. They want to go to games. We're busy. We're going to want to go to games. And then Monday, we will also have one game at 7 p.m., the Crop Dusters and the Rail Riders. And then next Tuesday, a one-game slate once again as the Blue Dogs go up against the Filthballers. A steady stream and a healthy amount of Crop Dusters on the schedule, and that that's going to be interesting. This is the first time that we saw the Crop Dusters, though, here earlier today at Seymour Smith.
Yeah, the Crop Dusters, me personally, I mean, you too, but that's the first time I've seen them. The only team I have yet to watch on display is the Haymakers in person.
They've got arguably, though, the Filthballers and the Crop Dusters have arguably the two best logos here at the Corn Belt League.
I agree with that.
I mean, the Filthballers, you got the pig coming in on the dust or whatever, and then the Crop Dusters, I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. But we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have some starting lineups for you, and we'll take a look at the upcoming game at hand here for Game 2 of our Tuesday night doubleheader right here on the Corn Belt League Network. Welcome back to beautiful J.J. Isaacson Field. The finishing touches are being put on the ballpark, and the Filthballers are getting warmed up outside of their pen. The Red Raiders are ready to take the field as the starting lineups are being announced by our PA announcer, Connor Shelton. And with that being said, let's get some starting lineups out to you as well for the visiting Filthballers coming in this one at 5-2. Their last game was against these Red Raiders last night, in which they won a tight 3-2 ball game out at Iowa Western. Leading off for the Filthballers and playing left field, number 22, Julius Cortez. Batting second, number 17, playing center field, Peyton Larson. Batting third, number 21, playing third base, the hot corner, Carson Burnett. Batting in the 4-hole position, number 48, playing first base, Matthew Rivers. The extra hitter, number 10, batting in the 5-hole position, Evan Ben. Batting sixth, number 2, playing shortstop, Brendan Hillis. Playing right field, batting 7th, number 16, Jacob Martin. Batting 8th, playing second base, number 25, Cy Patterson. Batting 9th, playing behind the plate, the man behind the plate today for the Filthballers, number 19, Max Myers. And then the designated hitter, batting 10th, number 5, Eli Elsbecker. And then on the mound today for the Filthballers is Quinn Zaborowski. And on the flip side, for the home team Red Raiders coming in this game at 1-6-1, like Jackson mentioned, one of the teams that was involved in the tie on opening day. Batting first, leadoff today for the Red Raiders, playing right field, number 18, Braden Jackson. Batting second, number 8, Blair Spees. He will play left field today for the Red Raiders. Playing shortstop, number 3, batting in the 3-hole position, Jackson Steele. Playing catcher behind the plate today, batting fourth, number 10, Dylan Brisboy. Playing third, batting fifth, number 21, Ty Beasley. The extra hitter today for the Red Raiders, batting sixth, number 19, Andy Roman. Playing first, batting seventh, number 12, Connor Weiss. And batting eighth, playing center field, number 1, Chris Calhoun. The designated hitter today for the Red Raiders, batting ninth, number 16, J.J. Schubert. And last but not least, batting 10th, playing second base, number 2, Ty Poor. And then on the mound today for the Red Raiders is number 44, Josh Ostin, who will get his third appearance of the Corn Belt season on the mound today. He's 1-1, and he's gotten 10 strikeouts in 6 innings with a 0.00 ERA. Pretty proven pitcher out there for the Red Raiders as we are just a mere couple minutes from first pitch. Things might get started a little earlier. It looks like both teams are kind of geared up and ready to go. Like mentioned earlier, beautiful night at the ballpark. We saw a dog out here. There's a little feline out there, and there's a dog, and you got to love it. Bring your pets out to the Corn Belt to Seymour Smith and J.J. Isaacson Field. We're pet friendly. We are pet friendly. I encourage it. I encourage dogs. I want dogs. We want dogs.
Feline's a cat, though.
That's very true. I meant a canine. Hey, I've been around cats past couple days, and it was just stuck in my head.
Yeah, understandable.
But yes, we do want to see your canines. As we are getting ready for first pitch as Josh Ostin continues to get his warm-up pitches in before we get things going. Nice little crowd on hand. We've got a couple fans out at the ballpark as we do have a dog. We have a canine. Just, speak of the devil. We get a little wiener dog. It's just a little pupper. Little pupper. As Jonathan Francisco jogs over to his third base coaching position.
That dog looks like it has a fresh cut.
Yeah. Oh, I need a fresh cut. That's,
Who doesn't?
Right. I agree.
I would get a haircut the day after I got a haircut if I could.
That's fire. That's fire. I honestly agree with that. I'm going to be honest with you. Well, leading off today in this ball game is going to be number 22, Julius Cortez. Julius Cortez, the right-handed hitter, going up against the right-handed pitcher in Ostin. And the first pitch is underway. It is swung on and missed for strike one. What a way to get things started off here for the Red Raiders. It's a cooler 80 degrees today at the ballpark at first pitch. First pitch was just a couple seconds before 8 o'clock. The 0-1 to Cortez. Outside, making it 1-1. Austin, who, like mentioned, has thrown just a little over 6 innings this season, has not allowed an earned run. As the 1-1 is swung on just a little late from Cortez, and the count is now 1-2. This Red Raiders team is 1-6-1 coming into this ball game. They've really got to kind of get things going, and I think this could be the day that they get it done.
Yeah, and just coming off of a game against the Filthballers, I mean, they'll be familiar with their play and what's their style. So I think if there's a real shot at a win, it's tonight.
As Cortez skies one, that ball will be a catchable ball as that ball just gets out of play as Beasley and Brisbois made their way over, but the ball just snuck out of the fence. The count will stay at 1-2. As you can tell on your screen, it is just ideal conditions here this evening at J.J. Isaacson Field here in Papillion, Omaha. I don't know what the exact, Ralston, La Vista,
that little awkward mix where you're not really sure what to call it.
It's no man's land as the 1-2 is swung on, hit over to Ty Beasley. Ty Beasley throws an absolute laser over to get the first out of the ball game. Score that one a 5-3 ground out to get things going.
Yeah, and great job there by Beasley, just gathering himself, making sure he's composed. It's now he knows he can get, but it's not something you can't take for granted. So he did a great job making the play there.
As we see Peyton Larson step up to the plate here. Peyton Larson hails from Concordia University out of Seward, Nebraska. As he takes strike one down and away. Concordia University has produced a couple products here at the Corn Belt League. His teammate Tristan Brandt is also from Concordia University. As the 0-1 is just a little bit outside, tying the count up at 1-1. Got a couple canines out here. We got another dog over here down the third base line as the 1-1 is low and away, making it 2-1.
You know it's a broadcast being called by Ethan McCormick if he's pointing out every single dog he can see in the bleachers.
Oh, yeah. You know it's a broadcast by Ethan McCormick if that happens or I start mentioning food. The 2-1, a little bit low, pushing the count to 3-1. I'm a food fanatic. And I can confidently say we just had Sonic up here in the press box.
It did.
And it low-key hit the spot.
It did. That grilled cheese.
That was kind of cold, I will say.
Okay.
My shake was good, though. As the ground ball is grounded into the 6-hole, and the play is not made in time. Good play over there by Jackson Steele in the deep 6-hole, but the speedy Peyton Larson beats out the throw, and we've got our first runner for the Filthballers here in the top of the first. Yeah, I wish that grilled cheese was just a little warmer.
Yeah.
That's a little disappointing.
Yeah. It happens. If you ever depart from the Corn Belt League, you can always join the broadcasting of the British Bake Off.
Yeah,
or something of that sort.
As long as I get to eat some of the food, I'm in.
Okay.
I'm in. I am so in as Carson Burnett steps up to the plate. He's playing third base and batting third here today for the Red Raiders. Oh, man, I'm hungry again. As he takes strike one just outside as Peyton Larson gets a decent secondary there on first. As Peyton Larson does have a tendency to get some stolen bases every once in a while. He's got a couple to his name so far this season as the 0-1 is on its way. As Austin paints the outer half of the plate once again, the count is now 0-2. As the pitcher comes set, throws it a little too far outside this time, and the count will move to 1-2. Man, yeah, now I'm thinking about food.
It's probably going to be a couple innings, I think, until you can distract yourself from that.
I still have a lot of my ice cream left. As Austin looks over Larson, Larson gets back in time. I've still got about half of my ice cream left, so I at least have that to look forward to.
Yeah, I wish we had a freezer so it wouldn't melt in the innings that we're commentating.
It's going to be ice cream soup here pretty soon. As Burnett grounds that ball down the third base line, it'll just sneak foul as Ty Beasley corrals that one in just just outside the bag, and we will do the 1-2 count from Austin to Burnett once again. As it has been a busy day here at Seymour Smith, a lot going on. Back-to-back games. It's our big Tuesday night doubleheader, and we are glad that we can be bringing you all the action. Mike Knockenhauer and Ryan Kelly had the call for the first game, and they did a pretty good job. This is the 1-2. Low, but the runner is off, and Peyton Larson is in there after the low throw from Dylan Brisboy, and we've got runners in scoring position here for the Filthballers with one out here in the top of the first inning. It was a good jump, though, by Peyton Larson, read the pitch perfectly and was off and running. As we see the 2-2 pitch, getting ready to be delivered. The delivery. A little high and inside. That's going to be a bell ringer for Carson Burnett. We will have a full count here with one out here in the top of the first. I wish we could broadcast these games outside. That would be ideal. As Austin delivers the 3-2, good job by Burnett on fouling it back, and he'll stay alive, keeping the count at 3-2.
Now you say that, but living in Omaha, we're definitely going to get some 100, 110-degree weather days that
true.
May not make that as enjoyable. But for a night like tonight, it would be ideal.
I would love to just set up a table down there in front of the fence down there, and just get some popcorn and broadcast a game.
You get some more hands-on love with our canine friends.
Right. As Burnett skies one into center field, and Calhoun is not able to get to that one in time, that one will drop. But the runners will stay where they're at, so we've got bases loaded here with one out here in the top of the first as Burnett skies a line drive to center field. Oh, excuse me. We got runners at the corners. That is my bad. It's Peyton Larson and Burnett. As Matthew Rivers, the 4-hole hitter here for the Filthballers. Matthew Rivers is from DMAC, and he is a first baseman from DMAC. As Matthew Rivers looking to add a run here for the Filthballers and get the party rolling for the Filthballers, as he will take the first pitch inside for ball one.
Filthballers got a lot of players from DMAC this year, 4 on the count.
DMAC is very well represented. DMAC is Des Moines Area Community College. If you had to guess, that is Des Moines, yeah. Any genius could figure that one out as ball two is down in the dirt. 2-0. I feel like I have too much fun broadcasting up here sometimes.
Not entirely a bad thing.
Josh Austin delivers the 2-0, and it's just outside, pushing the count to 3-0 as Matthew Rivers has a hitter's count here with 3-0 and a runner in scoring position. As Burnett leads off of first. So 3-0 just misses high, and now bases are loaded. Matthew Rivers draws the 4-pitch walk. So we will see Peyton Larson lead off at third. We'll see Burnett on second. We'll see Rivers as we see a meeting of the minds at the pitching mound, as we'll see Brisboy and Austin talk things over as we look to see how they respond here with a little early adversity. As we see the extra hitter here, as Evan Bain steps up to the plate here for the Filthballers. Hasn't made too many appearances so far in the lineup for the Filthballers. Glad to see him in the lineup here today, as he has the opportunity and the chance to break things open here early. So the Filthballers have recorded a quick 2 hits here in the top of the first. The pitch fouled out of play down the first base line, as Bain was just a little bit early, or excuse me, a little late on that one. As the dogs are getting vocal. My Lord, the dogs are getting vocal.
They want to chase after that ball there.
As we see Bain ground the ball up the middle, it'll have a chance for 2. Steps on the second, does not get the turn. Good job by Steele on getting the force out at second, but the run does come across to score. Filthballers jump out to a quick 1-0 lead, as that'll count as a fielder's choice for Eric.
Yeah, that just shows how electric the Filthballers have been this early in the season. Just getting runs early. First inning, we already got one for the Filthballers, and they got more to come later in this game.
As we will see Brendan Hillis step up to the plate. He can add on to the lead here for the Filthballers. As Hillis is from Iowa Central Community College, and he's got to work with a quick strike to his count. Brendan Hillis is kind of the do-it-all guy. They have him listed as infield and utility as he swings on and misses, pushing the count to 0-2. I love utility guys. Utility guys are the type of guys you want on your team, as they can do it all. As we've got an 0-2 pitch coming from Austin, as we see the runner off, as this is an interesting and confusing situation. We've got a double pickle here. Bain and Burnett, as Burnett breaks for home, and he is not in time, but the throw from Bisboy to second is in time. So we get out of the inning. The run does count for the Filthballers, so it is 2-0, but as Bain is thrown out at second. Lot to unfold there. 2 runs on 2 hits for the Filthballers in the top of the first, and we go to the bottom of the first. And the Red Raiders look to respond right here on the Corn Belt League Network. Welcome back to beautiful Seymour Smith Park here, the home of the Corn Belt League, and your host for the Filthballers and Red Raiders in the second game of a doubleheader right here on Tuesday Night Baseball, as we see Quinn Zaborowski step up and looks to keep the Filthballers in this game as they get the pitcher from Concordia University out on the mound. He is a righty, and we will see a righty on lefty matchup to start the ball game, as leading off for the Red Raiders is number 18, Braden Jackson. As he looks to respond to the Filthballers' quick 2-0 advantage. As Jackson gets the first pitch, misses just a little bit high for ball 1. You know, this is the type of night you want to get a campfire, some s'mores, and start telling scary stories with your buddies around the campfire.
You know, I have some tragic news, Ethan. I'm not a huge s'mores fan.
What?
I'm sorry.
That is disappointing.
Whenever me and my buds are making s'mores, I usually just go with the good old graham cracker Hershey sandwich.
Oh, okay. Well,
the marshmallow is the only part that does it for me. I love the chocolate. I love the graham crackers. The marshmallow is the only part that I'm not rocking with.
So the marshmallow, which is literally the heart of a s'more,
yes,
is the only part you don't eat.
Yes, that would be the case.
As the 2-1 is fouled out of play, pushing the count to 2-2 as Braden Jackson does a good job working the count back even. I don't understand that. I'm going to be honest.
I'm a texture-sensitive guy.
I get that because that's how I am with mashed potatoes.
Really?
I don't like mashed potatoes.
I love mashed potatoes.
I also don't like bacon.
No.
Yes. That's, hey.
He is not rooting for the
2-2 outside,
tonight.
3-2. Oh, okay, just because their mascot's a pig. Oh, man. As Braden Jackson works the 3-2 count here. Man, hey, the 3-2 pitch is on its way. It's fouled straight back. Good job by Braden Jackson staying alive here. As that is another canine on your screen.
It's the one with the fresh cut.
Fresh cut.
Furry friend with the fresh cut.
Furry friend with the fresh cut. That's the triple F, the furry friend with the fresh cut. As the full count payoff pitch once again from Zaborowski. And Jackson gets sawed off. Good job by Burnett cutting that one off, and he throws an absolute laser over on the Rivers to get the first out of the inning for the Filthballers. Score that one a 5-3 ground out. As Jackson was flying down the line, Burnett had to get that ball out in time and quickly. He does so, and that's a quick first out here for the Filthballers in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, Burnett's awareness and athleticism is just all on display right there. Quick to get to the ball, puts himself in great positioning, and absolute laser thrown to first base to get that good out for the Filthballers.
As we see Blair Spees, the second hole hitter from William Penn University, as he takes strike one a little bit high. Do-it-all guy, infield, outfield, first baseman. He can pretty much do everything besides pitch and catch. And that's exactly what Dwayne Hosey wants on his team. So he takes the second pitch in the at-bat just a little bit outside for ball one. I'm getting a lot of flack for that bacon take here, probably as the season goes on.
I will say I do not know many people that dislike bacon.
As the 1-1 is fouled straight back by Spees, making the count 1-2. Okay. It's too greasy.
See, but I feel like that's a problem with the cook, not with the food. I feel like you can make.
That's true.
Bacon does need grease, but you can. I can see what you mean by some bacon is too greasy, but I feel like you can't marginalize all bacon.
That makes sense. I might have to open my palate to more places that have bacon. You know what I mean?
I do.
Hey, I'm gonna get harassed about this.
You will.
I will, and I'll take it like a man. I'll take it on my chin. The 1-1-2 pitch, a little bit low, evening the count at 2-2. Nice little at bat that Blair Spees has been able to work here. As Blair Spees is your starting left fielder today here for the Red Raiders. The 2-2. Nice little line drive right over the head of the second baseman, and that is going to be the first base hit and the first base runner today for the Red Raiders as Blair Spees skies a nice line drive straight over the head of Patterson. And the Red Raiders have a runner on, and they're looking to do some damage here in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, this is perfect ball placement by Spees right over the second baseman, just short of the center fielder there, making sure he gets an easy base hit for them.
As we see Jackson Steele, the lefty, we see two lefties in the first three hitters today as Jackson Steele from Oklahoma Christian University. As Spees is off, the great jump, and he is going to be safe, not by much though. Great throw behind the plate from Myers, almost got him out at second. But nonetheless, that's a stolen base for Blair Spees, and we have a runner in scoring position here early for the Red Raiders. The call on the pitch was a strike, so it's an 0-1 count. As Zaborowski looks to deliver the 0-1 pitch. He comes set. The delivery. It's low for ball one, evening the count at 1-1. As Blair Spees is one of the quicker people here in the Corn Belt League this season. He's top 5 in stolen bases, and I'm sure he'll finish around that mark. Gets a decent lead off a second. The 1-1, just a little bit off the plate as the count now stretches to 2-1. I wish I was fast.
I do too.
I'm a little heavier, let's be honest. I don't have that speed. I've got that speed to the refrigerator, but I don't have that speed around the bases. 2-1 pitch from Quinn. Swung on and missed. Nice cut from Jackson Steele, just a little bit early on it. And that knots the count up at 2-2. Dylan Brisboy is on deck. Dylan has hit the only home run so far in the Corn Belt season, as the lefty gets ready for the 2-2. Fouled down, or excuse me, in play down the left field, and that will drop as Cortez is hauling to get to it. Spees rounds third, and he will coast into home, and that'll be the first run of the Red Raiders. Nice little one-out RBI double from Jackson Steele, and the Red Raiders get on the board as they look to continue to close the gap here, as they are now down one after the one-out double.
Yeah, we can already tell that this game is going to be a pretty electric one. First inning, both teams already getting runs on the board. It's great overall ball placement in all the batters on both teams here tonight.
Beautiful ball placement from Jackson Steele that results in an RBI double. Now we see Dylan Brisboy, who, like mentioned, hit a home run on Friday night. Ball sailed over the right field wall, just a little bit to the left of the 325 sign. The lefty takes ball one a little high and inside.
You know, in a wooden bat league, we're not going to be seeing as many nukes as we might in the College World Series, but, you know, I honestly, if it's home runs versus the sound of the bat, I'll much rather take the crack of a wooden bat than the doink of a metal one.
I agree, as the 1-0 is just outside, making it 2-0. I would completely agree. That's one of the top sounds in all of baseball, is the crack of a wooden bat.
I'll even say in all sports.
Yeah, I agree. It's probably one. I'd say probably a basketball hitting the net, like on a nothing but net, is up there. As Jackson Steele gets an aggressive lead, but the 2-0 is going to be low for ball three, as Brisboy's had that watchful eye to push the count to 3-0. If you're just now tuning in, 3-0's the count here in the bottom of the first, as the Red Raiders get their run on a one-out double from Jackson Steele, and Brisboy draws a 4-pitch walk, as runners will be on first and second here for Ty Beasley. Ty Beasley hails from University of Minnesota Morris. That plays in the NSIC Conference. That's got the likes of Wayne State, Northern State, Bemidji State. We see a lot of Wayne State guys. As we see a pitch runner is Colton Hayes from Alexandria Technical Community College will pitch run for Ty Beasley. First pitch, or excuse me, he will pitch run for Brisboy, as Beasley is at the plate here. 1-0 the count to the righty. We got a steady mix of lefties and righties here, as Ty Beasley grounds that one to Patterson. Patterson gets the turn at second, and the turn to first will not be in time, but Steele stays right where he's at third base. So that'll be ruled a fielder's choice, and we have runners on the corners here with 2 outs. That was a close turn. That's a tough play to make, though. So we see number 19, Andy Roman, who hails from Bossier Parish Community College. Kind of a do-it-all guy, catcher, outfielder, and first base. But Andy Roman is the extra hitter here today, as he fouls that one straight back behind the catcher. Or no, excuse me, that's going to be a ball in the dirt. Straight back behind the catcher. Steele stays where he's at, but Haas moves up to second, moves 90 feet closer, and we've got 2 runners in scoring position now. As the 0-1 pitch ready for Roman. Right down the middle for strike 2, and Roman is now down early in the count, and he's got a battle to stay alive and potentially tie or take the lead for the Red Raiders. The payoff pitch from Zaborowski. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Roman cannot catch up to the heat, as we've got a miscommunication amongst the board, as I thought that was strike 3. As it is That is now strike 3, as it is a backwards K for Zaborowski, but nonetheless, sorry for the miscommunication. 1 run on 2 hits, 2 runners left on for the Filthballers. For the Red Raiders in the bottom of the first. We go to the top of the second, and the Filthballers look to add to their lead right here on the CBLN. As we see Brendan Hillis step up to the plate. Welcome back to Seymour Smith as we get ready for the top of the second here between the Filthballers and the Red Raiders. If you're just now tuning in, an eventful first inning. The Filthballers scored 2 runs on 2 hits, and the Red Raiders scored 1 run on 2 hits. As Austin goes out for his second inning of work, and that ball will be grounded. Nice play, diving stop by Poor. Poor gets on his feet, delivers a nice ball. Oh, just not in time as Poor with the diving stop up the gap in the middle, but not in time as Hillis was able to use his wheels to get down the line just in the nick of time.
Yeah, it was really close timing there. I think that call really could have gone either way, depending on who you're rooting for. But nonetheless, great athleticism by our second baseman there, Poor, trying to get the out there. He's so close on that play.
As Hillis had to really move it down the line to beat that diving stop by Poor. That was quite the play up the middle. Nonetheless, the first pitch to Jacob Martin, who is playing right field and batting 7th today for the Filthballers, catches the outside part of the plate for strike 1. As Hillis leads off of first. Martin grounds the ball up the middle as Steele steps on second, delivers over to first. The nice unassisted double play rule that one, a 6-3 unassisted double play. And just like that, the Red Raiders respond to the first hit of the inning, and they get 2 quick outs here in the top of the second.
Yeah, and although down 1-2, the Red Raiders are showing great overall just athleticism and ball awareness. The play that they're showing right now doesn't look like a team that is 1-6-1, I will say.
Austin delivers the nice pitch inside to number 25, Cy Patterson, playing second base. As it is now 0-1. And that could have been a potential top 10 play right there on SportsCenter. As the nice 0-1 pitch is outside but catches the plate, making the count 0-2. Last year, the Corn Belt had a couple plays make SportsCenter top 10. We had 2 plays, a diving catch by Tanner Black in center field, and then there was a diving stop at second that made it as well. Hoping to get a couple more plays on SportsCenter this year. The 0-2 just outside as watchful eye by Cy Patterson pushes the count to 1-2. As the 1-2 is grounded, nice play by Austin to get off the mound. That's going to be a quick inning for the Red Raiders. Score that a 1-3 ground out for Cy Patterson, and we'll go to the bottom of the second. The Red Raiders look to tie or take the lead in the bottom of the second. Welcome back to Seymour Smith Park as you get a nice view of the Corn Belt League logo sitting in the window of the press box here where we reside and call the games for you right here on the Corn Belt League Network on YouTube. As we are in the bottom of the second here, and we will see Connor Wise, Chris Calhoun, and J.J. Schubert. That's the next three in line for the Red Raiders here in the bottom of the second. As we see an MIAA product, Connor Weiss get the lead off at bat here in the bottom of the second. Northwest Missouri State, a powerhouse in a lot of sports in the MIAA, as he takes ball one high. I say that because I'm a UNK student, and UNK has had their battles with Northwest Missouri State in the MIAA. So you got a little appreciation for a conference foe player here. The 1-0 is swung on and missed down and away for strike one. The Bearcats from Northwest Missouri State. They got a pretty cool logo, and their school colors are pretty sick. It's like green, white, and gray. It's pretty cool. I like the Filthballers. As the 1-1 is just a little bit off and low for ball two, making the count 2-1. Got a nice view of the Red Raiders dugout as they look to tie or take the lead here in the bottom of the second. As the 2-1 is fouled straight back into the netting right here in front of the press box, nodding the count at 2 apiece.
I'm not sure if this is a hot take or not, but I think the Red Raiders might have my favorite jerseys. I really like the plain red and then into the stripes, I will say. I know a lot of people's is the Bombers, but I think mine may just have to be the Red Raiders.
I think the Red Raiders is my favorite as well, as the 2-2 pitch is a little bit low. Nice little cutter, though, from Zaborowski, but it's going to be low for ball 3. We got a full count. As the 3-2 payoff pitch for Zaborowski. As that ball is ripped down the third base line, but it'll just slice foul, as Weiss was all over that pitch, but just a little early, and we'll do the 3-2 pitch once again. Just a little bit later, and that ball would have been right down the line for Weiss. As we see the 3-2 here once again. That ball catches the inside part of the plate. That's a backwards K for Connor Weiss, and that's Quinn Zaborowski's second strikeout of the ball game as he paints that inside corner for strike 3. Next up for the Red Raiders, Chris Calhoun steps up to the plate here for the Red Raiders. Chris Calhoun from Rio Hondo Community College. He is batting in the 8-hole as he takes ball 1. These are the type of nights that you live for here at Seymour Smith. Beautiful night, good baseball on hand as Chris Calhoun fouls that one off. That ball was in play. It was almost caught by Carson Burnett and Brandon Hillis as they were using their wheels to get over there. But we will do it again, as the count should be 1-1. We will do the 1-1 count here with 1 out, no runners on for the Red Raiders. That pitch runs inside, but it is called strike 2. And Zaborowski finds himself in a 2-strike spot once again. The 1-2 payoff pitch. Gets ready from Quinn. The 1-2 payoff pitch. Fouled straight back, and we will do the 1-2 pitch once again. As the 1-2 count is on the board. Huge shout out to Connor Shelton. as that is going to be strike 3, looking once again back-to-back backwards Ks for Quinn here in the bottom of the second, and he's putting down the Red Raiders 3 up, 3 down here so far. The designated hitter, J.J. Schubert, steps up to the plate here for the Red Raiders. J.J. Schubert from Iowa Lakes Community College gets his first at-bat of the ball game here in the bottom of the second. The first pitch is on its way, and it catches the plate, making that the first strike, and it is now 0-1. We're seeing Quinn really throw some strikes here so far early, and he's thrown a lot of them.
Yeah, he's had a good amount of strikeouts early in this game. Only 2 innings in, so I think he'll have a great performance for the rest of the night.
As J.J. Schubert fouls that one right in front of the Filthballers dugout. And we will do the 0-2 pitch coming up real quick here. 0-2, 2 outs. Bottom of the second, a lot of twos involved as the Filthballers are up 2-1 here. So that pitch just misses outside as that one almost caught the outer part of the plate, but J.J. Schubert with the watchful eye pushes the count to 1-2. The 1-2 pitch on its way from Quinn. He comes set, delivers. Just misses low and away for ball 2, knotting the count up at 2-2. Good job by J.J. Schubert, working from 0-2 to 1-2 and then knotting it up at 2-2. He's worked the count even. The 2-2 swung on over to right field, and we will see Jacob Martin camp underneath that one for the third out of the bottom of the second. 3 up, 3 down for the Red Raiders in the bottom of the second. No runs, no hits for the Red Raiders, and we go to the top of the third as the Filthballers still up 2-1 on the Red Raiders. Welcome back to Seymour Smith, top of the third here at Seymour Smith, as we will see leading off for the Filthballers, Max Myers, Eli Elsbecker, and then the top of the lineup with Cortez. Myers is the man behind the plate today for the Filthballers, doing all the work with the padded vest on. As he gets the first pitch strike, as Osteen goes out there for his third inning on the mound. Both pitchers, besides the runs in the first inning, have pitched pretty good ball games respectively.
Yeah, they're getting a good amount of strikeouts.
As Myers flies that one down the left field line. The diving catch from Spees, and that one is in. What a diving catch from Blair Spees. He went Superman with the ground. He was parallel with the ground, and Blair Spees makes a SportsCenter top 10 play in left field.
Wow, I did not think he was going to get to that ball at all. He really chased that one down, hawked it down, and really made a great athletic play to haul that one in.
I would love to clip that play so we can go back to that one later. That was a spectacular play by the young man out there in left field. As Blair Spees, the young man from William Penn University, what a play. As Austin goes out there, delivers the first pitch, as Eli Elsbecker shows bunt, pulls back for ball 1. That got me on my feet. That got me on my feet.
Did. You are now standing.
I am now standing. That got me on my feet.
Hey, Cortana, clip that.
Hey, Cortana, Amazon, or Alexa, clip that. The 1-0 catches the upper outside part of the plate, tying the count up at 1-1. I'm sure our media guys up here are going to do a good job of making sure that one gets clipped. As strike 2 is a little bit high, but in there, making it a 1-2. The 1-2, a little bit high, tying the count up at 2. And we have seen literally just about everything so far in this game. Defense, offense, some good pitching. The 2-2, swung on and missed for strike 3 as Eli Elsbecker could not catch up to the heat from Austin. And that's 2 up, 2 down so far here for the Red Raiders in the top of the 3rd. As Austin records his second strikeout of the ball game here in the top of the 3rd. As we go back to the top of the lineup, as Julius Cortez, your leadoff hitter for the Filthballers, gets his second at bat, and he fouls that one right over the press box. 0-1. I'm going to sit back down now. I didn't feel like standing that long. I did not feel like standing the whole rest of the game. The 0-2, or excuse me, the 0-1 is fouled back into the catcher's mitt, making it 0-2. My apologies.
That's the workload of a cameraman, standing up the whole game.
Right, man. Gosh, my feet were starting to cramp out there.
You were sitting most of the time, Ethan. You were on second. You were sitting down in the bleachers.
Oh,
First and
what?
third. First and third had the workload. Standing.
You ain't wrong, actually. You ain't wrong. You ain't not wrong. 0-2. A little bit high for ball 1, making the count 1-2. Way to call me out like that.
I had to be honest with the viewers.
You did. Yeah. Hey,
if there's one thing I care about, it's being honest with our audience.
That's very true. As the 1-2 is outside for ball 2, tying the count up at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Filthballers up 2-1. A lot of 2s. We're playing this game on a Tuesday.
22 on bat.
Yep, 22 up to the plate. As 22 skies that one to left field, but we overreacted a little bit as Blair Spees camps underneath that one for the 3rd out of the inning. We go to the bottom of the 3rd, and the Red Raiders have a chance once again to tie it up or take the lead as the Filthballers maintain their 2-1 lead. Welcome back to Seymour Smith Park as we see the Red Raiders come up to the plate here as we will see Ty Poor, Braden Jackson, and Blair Spees, the 3 hitters for the Red Raiders here in the bottom of the 3rd. Man, we have seen a little bit of everything. Offense, they've seen some great defense. We've seen some good pitching. The only thing we haven't seen is a home run.
We've not seen that. I've yet to seen one here at Seymour Smith this year, J.J. Isaacson. But you know, I have a feeling I'm going to see one soon. I do have a feeling.
One of these guys is going to get a hold of one, and they're going to sky one out of here.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of when.
Right.
As we see Ty Poor step up to the plate, the young man's playing second base here. He is a left side of the infield player, second base, third base, and shortstop. I guess he can play second base as he takes ball one high and at the chin. You notice that when you look at the rosters, that a lot of these guys can play multiple positions. Infield, outfield, first base, infield, outfield, catcher, infield, outfield, pitcher. A lot of utility guys out there. As Ty Poor takes ball 2 up and in once again.
Yeah, that's something special about the Corn Belt League. You got guys coming from all sorts of different schools, playing all sorts of different positions, and then you just group them all together, and they just kind of make it work themselves, and the outcome's pretty amazing.
The 2-0 catches the outside part of the plate, making it 2-1. I'd agree. Like, you got a good mix of out-of-state kids. You got a good mix of in-state kids as well, so you kind of get that utility position, but then you also get the different locations where everyone's from. Oklahoma, California, Texas, Kansas. You got a bunch of different spots. As Ty Poor drives that one up the middle, that one will drop for a leadoff single here for the Red Raiders in the bottom of the third. Just on command, the young man from Nebraska Wesleyan, an in-state kid, gets a leadoff knock.
Yeah, if there's one thing that the Corn Belt League does not lack in, it's diversity. They do a great job of getting kids from all over the country playing in the summer league. As
we see Braden Jackson, who is from Oklahoma. Braden Jackson from Oklahoma Wesleyan University. So we go from Nebraska to Oklahoma on back-to-back hitters.
It's the Wesleyan.
As the lefty pops the bunt up in the air. Good job behind the plate. As Max Myers makes a diving effort from behind the plate. And back-to-back innings, we've seen back-to-back diving catches as Max Myers showcases the leather.
Yeah, even though we're not having many runs in the last 3 half innings, we're just seeing great ball being played for us tonight. It's great.
As the umpire even has his words of appreciation for Max Myers back there. As, man, we have seen a lot of great defensive plays so far here. And this game is early. It's only the bottom of the third. As Ty Poor leads off a first, 1 out here after the diving play behind the plate by Max Myers. As we see Blair Spees, who made the defensive diving catch as the look over by Quinn Zaborowski. Close play over that first. But we saw Blair Spees make the diving catch in foul territory in the top of the third. And he's up to the plate. Let's see if he can stay hot here in this one. So the first pitch is off the plate, and we see a nice stolen pace there from Ty Poor as he is off and running on the first pitch of this at-bat. Now have a runner in scoring position for the Red Raiders as Ty Poor, successful stolen base. As the 1-0 pitch from Quinn, as he comes set. And it is going to be just inside for ball 1. Or excuse me, ball 2, as it'll be 2-0 count here to Blair Spees. Blair Spees batting from the left side of the plate. Quinn, the right-hander. It's a good lefty-righty matchup out there. As this should favor Blair Spees. As Blair Spees gets the 2-0. Grounds that one to Carson Burnett. Carson Burnett corrals that one in and throws an absolute laser over on the first, just in the nick of time. As score that one a 5-3 ground out to Burnett over at third. And Ty Poor will stay right where he's at second base.
Yeah, after Spees' highlight last inning, I don't think his teammates can be too mad about that ground out right there.
I mean, that ball almost did get through the gap, but Carson Burnett did a good job of tracking that one down before it could get through the gap. That surely could have been an RBI single right there for Blair Spees.
Absolutely.
As we will see Jackson Steele, the shortstop in today's ball game, who's made a nice double play in the second inning. An unassisted 6-3 double play. As the lefty takes ball 1 inside. The young man from Oklahoma Christian. So we had Ty Poor from Oklahoma. I'm losing my train of thought here. We had Oklahoma Wesleyan, and then we had Oklahoma Christian, as that ball is a little off the plate, making it 2-0.
That's why the Red Raiders have that Sooners red.
Oh, yeah, the Sooners red. Oh, no. It's the Nebraska red.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. As Jackson Steele gets ready for the 2-0. As Quinn comes set. Steele gets that one into left field. That ball will drop for a base hit. Cortez fumbles around with the ball, and Typor will come around to score after the nice base hit from Jackson Steele notched the game up at 2 apiece, and we have got a ball game here in the bottom of the third with 2 outs.
Yeah, these Red Raiders are really making a name for themselves, keep holding up against the Filthballers here, who, such a difference in records of the 2 teams, but they're really giving themselves a name in this ball game here.
This is the nice celebration that Typor got as he made his way back to the dugout. And we will see Dylan Brisboy, who, like mentioned earlier, has hit the only home run so far here in the Corn Belt League, as he has definitely got the power to get one out as Quinn looks over Jackson Steele. But Jackson Steele isn't going anywhere quite yet. Steele is definitely a to J.J. Isaac in field here at Seymour Smith. We apologize for the technical difficulties as we experienced a little connectivity problems between our stream and YouTube. But we are back up and running, ready to bring you the rest of this ball game here on the Corn Belt League Network as we see a beautiful sky setting over Seymour Smith Park here. As this is almost a routine thing out here, as beautiful skies at Seymour Smith are just something that comes with the job.
Yes, that's the nice thing about the Corn Belt League, centered right in the heart of America. We get a nice sky, with such flat elevation. We get a nice sunset pretty much every night, I say.
As Peyton Larson takes ball 1, we see Peyton Larson, Carson Burnett, and Matthew Rivers, the next 3 for the Filthballers here in the top of the 4th. Yeah, there's nothing that beats a Corn Belt sky. I can argue that with anyone as he takes strike 1 in there, nodding the count up at 1-1. Got to give a huge shout out to our guys working up here in the press box for getting the stream back up and running smoothly. As Peyton Larson swings and misses at strike 2, nodding the count at 1-2. The 1-2 pitch just misses, as Peyton Larson was almost expecting that to be called a strike, but nonetheless knocks the count up at 2-2. If you haven't been following the sports world, the Denver Nuggets took home the NBA Finals last night as Peyton Larson takes strike 3 inside. Nice little slider from Josh Austin as he gets his 4th strikeout of the ball game as he paints that inside corner for strike 3. Like mentioned, if you are in the sports world, the Denver Nuggets won the NBA Finals last night. It looks like the Vegas Golden Knights are well on their way to a Stanley Cup against the Florida Panthers. So Austin and Burnett. Burnett gets that one down the right field line. That one will drop on the line. Burnett rounds first, thinking 2. He will get to 2. Now he's rounding 2, thinking 3. He will get into third base with the 1-out triple as Carson Burnett was flying around the bases, and he was thinking at least 2 the moment he hit that ball.
Yeah, great everything. Great contact, great ball placement, and great speed getting that easy. It seemed so easy, that triple there.
I mean, that speed was on showcase right there. I mean,
Definitely.
he rounded first, and he was wheeling it around the bases.
Right, something that earlier said me and you cannot relate to.
Yeah,
Maybe you to the fridge. But.
Yeah. I mean, I wish I could run that fast. I really do. As Matthew Rivers takes ball one outside, I cannot run that fast. Man, if I could use that speed, I definitely would probably not be sitting in a broadcast booth right now. As Matthew Rivers swings and misses as he hacks that one time, nodding the count up at 1-1.
Yeah, I don't have enough speed just because I don't really got enough meat on the bone. I'm a pretty small guy, but
hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
Right, that's why I played tennis.
Hey, tennis is fire.
It is fun. It is very fun.
I have tennis as a hobby.
Play much?
Yeah, I played a lot with my roommates. I played about 3 or 4 days a week. Am I good? No, but I played. The 2-1 from Matthew Rivers, nice little off-speed pitch in there for strike 2, nodding the count up at 2-2. I had a wicked backhand, though.
I will say, playing against teams like Papillion La Vista, a lot of their players were baseball players, so they had wicked strong serves, and it was really frustrating to play against.
As the pitch is a little bit outside, making it a full count here. Carson Burnett leads off a third after the one-out triple down the right field line, and Rivers looks to at least get one in the outfield. The fly ball will score. Matthew Rivers fouls that one back. Good job of staying alive, keeping the count at full at 3-2. Matthew Rivers is from DMAC, which was Des Moines Area Community College. As Rivers looks to get the 3-2 once again. Gets the 3-2. Good job staying alive once again. Fouls that one behind him. We'll do the 3-2 once again. Yeah, I mean, I played baseball, so, I've definitely got a little bit of that baseball, swing power. But I probably could not hit a serve, that hard.
Yeah. See, I never played baseball growing up. I wish I had. Now getting into the Corn Belt League.
As the full count pitch is fouled back once again. Back-to-back-to-back foul balls for Matthew Rivers, and he's been doing a good job staying alive. Who sings that one song? It's staying alive, staying alive.
Is it Gloria Gaynor? Is that her name?
Oh, I don't know. We'll have to look that up.
I think I'm right. We'll get back to you on that information later.
As the full count is in the dirt. Good at bat by Matthew Rivers. Draws a 9-pitch at bat and 9-pitch walk as he fouled back. 3 straight pitches to keep himself alive and gets the nice walk right there. As we've got runners on the corners here for Evan Mine as he steps up to the plate here, as he had a sacrifice fielder's choice.
I was thinking of the other Staying Alive song. That's the Bee Gees.
Oh, yes.
That's the Bee Gees. I was thinking of the Once I Was Afraid, I Was Petrified, that one.
Yeah. We're going to see a pitch hitter here as Tristan Brandt from Concordia University steps up the plate. He grounds one down to third base. Barehanded pickup by the third baseman, not in time. And we'll see Burnett score. Matthew Rivers rounds third. He's hauling around the third base, and he will score. So it'll be interesting to see how that one is ruled here. But 2 runs come across the board here for the Filthballers in the top of the 4th after the little weak grounder down the third base line. That's going to be an error credited to Ty Beasley over there at the 5 position. As we will see a meeting of the minds out here on the mound. As that is just a tough play down the third base line for Ty Beasley. He had to barehand it, get his feet set, and make a really strong throw to a speedy Tristan Brandt. 2 runs do come across to score. Matthew Rivers and Carson Burnett did come across to score in that one.
And that just shows how simple of an event can really change the course of a game. Just one wild throw adds an extra run there for the Filthballers.
Just simple plays like that can really kind of change the trajectory of the game. It can kind of flip momentum pretty quickly.
Exactly.
I'm going to look up now who's staying alive. BGs? Is that the right one?
BGs. Well, that was the one you were saying.
Okay, okay. So yeah, it's the BGs. I've never honestly heard of the Bee Gees.
Really?
Were they a one-hit wonder?
No.
I obviously don't know music then.
More Than a Woman. More than a woman.
Oh, dear God. What am I doing? I'm not valid. I did not pass the vibe check.
That's okay. It's okay.
I did not pass. I did not pass the vibe check. That is my apologies, folks. I obviously do not know my tunes.
We'll educate. I'll help educate you on that.
I would greatly appreciate that. Greatly appreciate that. I could take like an intro to music course. You might have to take one of those in college.
I was about to take one, actually, but I decided to take canoeing instead.
What? That's a class?
Yes.
As Brendan Hill steps up to the plate with one out. Wow. As he gets one down the line, the hot shot at the corner as Ty Beasley corrals that one in. He had no time to react, but pulls it in for out number 2. You think he took a canoeing class?
Probably not. He probably took a reflexes course.
Oh, man. What do you, like, do you just sit in a canoe?
I don't know. It's once a week. It's once a week for 2 hours.
What do you go out onto the lake around Lincoln and just hop in a canoe and start paddling?
I don't really know what body of water I'll be hitting, but
man, that is something.
It'll happen. I wanted to take rock climbing, but
what is Lincoln offering?
But my my schedule didn't align with it, so I had to reside with canoeing.
Oh my gosh, is there a knitting class? I wouldn't even doubt it. There's probably a knitting class. Jacob Martin swings on and misses for strike 1. I mean,
underwater weaving basket weaving class. They don't really have that, but maybe I didn't look that deep into their class available.
God, is there like a Harry Potter magic class?
They have like all sorts of like.
Oh, you're kidding!
Martial arts.
Okay.
Judo.
That's kind of fire.
Yeah.
1-1 count here to Jacob Martin. Man, I kind of want to take a canoeing class. That's got to be an easy A.
You should request that at Kearney.
I should.
You guys got any lakes down there?
Oh, yeah.
Or up there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got quite a few. Well, not quite a few, but we've got a good amount. As the count is 2-1 after that outside ball. But we do have quite a few nice little ponds, I guess. I wouldn't call them lakes.
Okay.
Josh Austin delivers the 2-1 pitch to Jacob Martin, and that ball is going to be fouled off, pushing the count to 2-2. Like, we do have like a golf course. Like, you can take like a golf class. You just golf.
Did you take that?
I want to. I picked up a sports management like double major this year, but I'm sure I'll probably take it next spring. So that'll be something I will definitely have to look into. The 2-2 is swung on and missed by Jacob Martin as the Filthballers add on to their lead here. They had 2 runs on 2 hits. They had 1 man left on base. Tristan Brandt was left on second base. We go down to the top of the 4th, and the Red Raiders look to get some runs here in this game. Welcome back to J.J. Isaacson Field. Something pretty cool happened to the Corn Belt League today as we got a visitor from CBS. Kelsey Mannix from CBS came over to interview a couple of us about the Corn Belt League and then what the media team does for the Corn Belt League. It was a pretty cool opportunity. If you get the opportunity to catch that story, it might be live tonight at 10. or tomorrow. And if you see it, you might see some recognizable faces on your screen from the Corn Belt League. So shout out to Kelsey Mannix for doing that cool story. Pretty cool to give the Corn Belt League a little bit more outreach, though. So she got some pretty cool shots, a lot of action shots of some of us. So if you see us, like I said, you might see some recognizable faces. As Ty Beasley takes the 1-0 down and in. Not very often you get a news crew out to kind of get an inside look at what you do for your job, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, she got some good action shots of me filming out at third base. Maybe
she did.
Quite an interview that you got,
yeah.
Pretty big deal for the Corn Belt, so she had to shoot you,
Yeah. That was pretty cool. I've never been on TV like that before, so that'll be interesting to see that story at 10 o'clock. Ty Beasley almost gets that one to stay in play, but it'll be a foul ball.
I'm really hoping the B-roll of me will make the cut there.
Yeah.
We'll see. If not, I'll only cry about it every night. But if I do make it, shout out Kelsey Manick.
Yeah, hey. She's the G. She's from Maryland, I heard. So that's pretty interesting. As the 2-2 pitch, Ty Beasley ropes one between the 5-6 gap as Brandon Hillis is not able to get to that one in time. That's a nice base knock for Ty Beasley to lead off the Red Raiders here in the bottom of the fourth. The Red Raiders look to do some damage here to kind of claw back to this 2-0 disadvantage. Now batting the extra hitter, Max Myers, another K9 on your screen, as that is the third K9 that we have seen so far in this ball game. But Max Myers, the man behind the plate here, will get a chance to do some damage as he takes one high and at the chin. That's like a Shawn Michaels sweet chin music right up there at your chin. The little WWE reference. Oh my goodness, another K9.
Definitely some sort of poodle mix.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for dogs. As the 1-0 pitch as Ty Beasley inches that lead, and he is off. It's a ground ball up the middle, and Quinn Zaborowski's not able to get to it. The bare hand by Patterson in time. Nice play by Patterson. The quick reaction time and the bare hand throw gets Roman in time. It's a good play from Cy Patterson. Connor Weiss will step up to the plate here, the first baseman who's made a nice couple picks for his team out there. That was almost a successfully thought-out hit and run for the Red Raiders. It's Connor Weiss. Takes strike one inside. It is 0-1. As the 0-1 to Weiss. High and inside once again. Zaborowski kind of favoring the higher part of the zone here. Hasn't left a whole lot low. Has been leaving a little bit more high. He delivers the 1-1. The delivery, Ty Beasley is off. The ball is in the dirt, and he will slide into third for the stolen base. So we've got runners on third after Ty Beasley stole second and then stole third. Technically, actually, that one did not count as a stolen base because contact was made and the ball was in play. So technically only one stolen base from second to third. Nonetheless, that's good base running by Ty Beasley to put the Red Raiders in scoring position. As the 2-1 pitch is swung on and missed for strike two, as it'll be a 2-2 count here with a runner on third. As the starting first baseman for the Red Raiders today looks to cut the lead of the Filthballers down here a little bit. A fly ball to really any part of the outfield could do the trick. The 2-2 is swung on and missed. Nice strikeout by Quinn Zaborowski as he gets the swing and a miss on Connor Weiss on the nice off-speed pitch. That's a huge out, number 2. And we will see the center fielder Chris Calhoun step up to the plate, the lefty here, as these Red Raiders lineup features a lot of lefties. It's almost back and forth, lefty, righty, lefty, righty, lefty, righty.
And that makes it really hard for the pitcher to get a good feel of where he's going to place these balls for the batters.
As the 1-0 pitch was in there, as Zebrowski's been working the upper part of the zone, the lower part of the zone, and out. He's really utilized that pitching compass, we like to say, the north, south, east, west.
Painting all the edges and corners.
As Zebrowski fields that one and just tosses it over to first to get the third out of the inning. Score that one a 1-3 ground out for Zebrowski to Rivers. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left on board for the Red Raiders in the bottom of the fourth. We go to the top of the fifth, and the Filthballers are up on the Red Raiders 4-2. Cotton candy skies here at Seymour Smith Park is a beautiful shot of the sunset over J.J. Isaac Field. And like mentioned earlier, baseball in Omaha, especially in June, is really a sight to see.
Yeah, cotton candy skies is a perfect word for it. Some pink, some blue, nice feathery texture, the clouds.
Honestly, I think cotton candy would be up there as one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite like ballpark foods.
That's not a bad take at all.
I like peanuts though. Like oh man, or Cracker Jack. Man, I pretty much am just going through the seventh inning stretch song. But as Austin is out there for his fifth inning of work, and Cy Patterson will step up to the plate. As we will see Cy Patterson, Max Myers, and Eli Elsbecker here for the Filthballers in the top of the fifth.
You know, you bring up peanuts being maybe your favorite food. I gotta go with peanut M&Ms. I'm a real sucker for peanut M&Ms.
I agree; those are good. Okay. As the ball 2 is down in the dirt, do you like peanut butter or peanut M&Ms?
Peanut M&Ms.
Okay. Respect.
And that's a big debate I have amongst my friends: peanut butter or peanut M&Ms. You know, which one's better? But I like the crunch. See, I'm texture sensitive, but I really like that crisp crunch texture.
Respect.
That peanut M&Ms provide. What about you?
Yeah, I would probably agree. As the 3-0 it's in there, but it's not going to be strike one. Instead, it's going to be ball 4 as the nice leadoff walk for Cy Patterson gets the base runners going here for the Filthballers. Okay, I pose this question. Crunchy peanut butter or smooth peanut butter?
I'm going to go with crunchy, and I feel and I have to say that because that's the way my mom raised me.
Okay.
She was never a fan of Jif. She thought it was too sweet, too sugary, and kind of cheap, so we never really had that. We always had we always have the Kirkland brand, which is a really nice crunch and like natural taste.
Okay, fair. I like that. It don't really matter to me. I'm a crispy or crunchy. It kind of depends on the mood. The 1-0 is in there for strike one, nodding the count at 1 apiece. As we see Max Myers, the man behind the plate today for the Filthballers, putting in all the work, who made a excellent diving catch from behind the plate in the third inning. So we've seen a lot of great defensive plays so far here in this one. As the 1-1 is swung on and missed for strike 2, Max Myers just a little bit late on that one, and he is fallen behind 1-2. If you're just now tuning in, I'm Ethan McCormick. That's Jackson Ingvoldstad. We've seen a lot of offense, a lot of everything so far here in this one as the Filthballers have a 4-2 lead as Max Myers pops that one sky high. And we will see Brandon Jackson coast underneath that one. A can of corn for Brandon Jackson, and that is going to be out number 1 for the Red Raiders here in the top of the fifth. That ball was hit very high in the air. Braden Jackson had a lot of time to get underneath that one and secure the first out of the inning for the Red Raiders. So we see a new man warming up in the bullpen for the Red Raiders, as we will see number 29 for the Red Raiders. That will be number 29, Austin Sheaver from Bellevue University, get warmed up in the bullpen. As Austin gives the pitch, and that ball will just sneak away as we will see the runner off, and that's a nice stolen base from Cy Patterson, as Brisbois is not able to really corral that one, and that'll be a nice stolen base as we got runners in scoring position for the Filthballers. As Austin has gone 4 1/3 innings so far here in this one. He's given up 4 hits and 4 runs, 4 earned runs. Respectable outing today for Josh Austin. As Austin just misses off the plate, making it 2-0. As this has been a beautiful, this is kind of what the Corn Belt's all about. A lot of offense, great pitching, and some defense here and there. As the 2-0 pitch is grounded. Nice play by Ty Beasley. He gives an absolute dart of a runner, and Cy Patterson goes from second to third on the play, but nice play by Ty Beasley as he corrals that hot corner perfectly. We've got 2 outs as the heads-up base running by Cy Patterson, and the runners will move to third base here. And we'll go to the top of the order as the left fielder, Julius Cortez, steps up to the plate.
You know, we're at the point of the game now where your main source of light's all coming from the stadium. So as far as like perception of the ball in the in and outfield, you really gotta kind of readjust, because we were just in golden hour where you're kind of watching out for the sun, making sure that's not in your eyes, you're catching the ball. But now with the stadium lights, kind of gotta reorient yourself as a player.
And we saw this kind of happen with Texas and Stanford, as the super regional game. Texas lost one in the lights and the ball just dropped, and Stanford moved on to Omaha. As we will see the second pitch in the at-bat outside, making it 2-0. Depends on kind of where you put the lights at that can be that big of a factor. Like the lights here could pose kind of a factor. You've got one right here and then you've got one right here, which is like right in front of left and right field, respectively, as Julius Cortez swings at a high strike one. As Julius Cortez is 0 for 2 so far in this ballgame. As the 2-1 pitch, it will sneak in there for strike 2. Good job by Austin at nodding the count up at 2-2. And he has the opportunity to go 5 full innings in this grueling ball game so far. The 2-2 misses a little bit high. Good job by Cortez on watching that one. It's a 3-2 count. As the big full count pitch from Austin to Cortez. As Cortez grounds that one to Jackson Steele. Jackson Steele, the quick glove to hand, and the nice throw by Steele gets him in time. Nice inning from Austin after the hit. No runs, 1 hit, and no runners left on base for the Filthballers in the top of the 5th. Go to the bottom of the 5th, and the Filthballers still hold a 4-2 advantage. Welcome back to Seymour Smith. As if you're just now tuning in, I'm Ethan McCormick, joined alongside Jackson Ingvoldstad. And we've seen a good ball game here so far as the Filthballers have a 4-2 advantage here in the bottom half. And we've seen a lot of offense. We've seen a lot of defense. Good pitching. This has really been kind of the complete ball game we've seen here so far.
Yeah, for sure. And even scenery. We've got light, sun. We've got sunset. Now we got dark, and it's going to get even darker.
Dogs. We've seen the dogs.
We've seen it all.
I mean, hey, this is a complete ball game here as we go to the bottom of the fifth, and the Filthballers with a 4-2 advantage, but we see J.J. Schubert step up to the plate here, leading things off here for the Red Raiders. It'll be J.J. Schubert, Ty Poor, and Braden Jackson, as that ball will be fouled down the right field line. That ball will be a foul ball, and it'll be 0-1. As J.J. Schubert, the young man who has really performed quite well from Iowa Lakes Community College, a dual threat first base and outfielder for this Red Raiders team, and Dwayne Housey. Like mentioned earlier, the Red Raiders coming into this one 1-6-1. The 0-1 is just outside, pushing the count to Snake Eyes at 1-1. Gets ready for the 1-1 pitch. Gets it. Swings on and misses for strike two. It'll be a 1-2 count here as we get ready for the fourth pitch of the AB. As Schubert gets ready for the 1-2 pitch here. The 1-2. Schubert does a good job of staying alive a little bit late on that one as he fouls it down the first base line. Good play by the first base coach over there as he was able to range over to his left, make the nice barehanded play. It's always good when your coach can do the same thing that you can. That's almost kind of a good thing to see, almost, I'd say.
All right, get him a glove at this point.
Yeah, right. You know, I've always been kind of a supporter of that. As the 1-2 pitch from J.J. Schubert once again, as he does a good job of fouling that one out of play once again as he stays alive. Staying alive.
Coming back to it.
Yeah, we got to.
Yep.
We have to. As we will do the 1-2 pitch once again. J.J. Schubert, the delivery. In the dirt for ball two. Nice eye by J.J. Schubert as he knots the count up at 2-2. The 2-2. Zaborowski misses high and outside. Good job by J.J. Schubert working from 1-2 all the way to 3-2. And he is in the driver's seat here on a 3-2 count. This would be a huge leadoff walk or hit for the Red Raiders in the bottom of the fifth. The full count. That ball will be skied into foul territory. Matthew Rivers is running behind himself and is not able to get to it as Patterson, Martin, and Rivers were all colliding in on the same area, but that ball dropped in foul territory. And we will do the full count once again.
Schubert's showing great plate discipline here. Coming back from that count that wasn't in his favor, but now he's at a full count and only swinging at pitches clearly that he's going to get contact on, so he's staying alive.
Schubert, the 3-2, nice walk by J.J. Schubert, watches the full count ball, and it was high, and now it's a great leadoff walk for J.J. Schubert, and that will bring Ty Poor to the plate, who almost made a beautiful diving stop up the middle in the second inning, but could not get the throw over in time. As the right-handed hitter from Nebraska Wesleyan University will step up to the plate looking to do some great things here for this Red Raiders offense. Strike one just outside. As the 0-1 from Zaborowski, who's also the 0-1 on its way from Zaborowski, who's gone full 4 innings himself. Ball just misses off the plate, making it 1-1. Nice little crowd on hand. We got a lot of attendees to Seymour Smith Park this evening. Zaborowski looks over J.J. Schubert, keeping him honest over there on the base paths. As we get ready for the 1-1 to tie Poor. Poor takes ball 2 inside. As Ty Poor steps back in the plate, the umpire gives the count. The 2-1. Schubert leads off at first, and the 2-1 is inside once again. Back-to-back inside balls, and we will see the 3-1 pitch to Ty Poor coming up. As we will see the 3-1. Not sure what was happening there. The umpire called time, which completely threw out Zaborowski and his windup. That could really kind of throw you out of your rhythm. The umpire, that was a pretty poor time from the umpire. We will do the 3-1. Catches the inside part of the plate, knots it up at 3-2. We got a full count here. Back-to-back full counts to Schubert and now Poor.
Well, keeping us on our edges here as viewers this game.
Keeping you on the edge of your seats.
All right.
The 3-2 to Poor. Swing and a miss, and Schubert is off, and that almost was a strike him out, throw him out, but J.J. Schubert gets in there with the stolen base. Nice throw behind the plate by Max Myers, but Schubert advances 90 feet in a safe manner.
You know, Schubert this inning is showing great awareness on all aspects of the offense here. Forced a really good walk to first, and then being aware of what's going on in the pitcher and the and behind the plate's mind, and you know, making that easy steal easily from first to second.
We'll go back to the top of the order here as Braden Jackson, the right fielder, will step up to the plate, the lefty. Shows bunt, pulls back, takes strike 1 anyway. As you could tell, he regretted pulling that ball back, or that bat back. J.J. Schubert leads off a second. The 0-1 here in the bottom of the 5th. Jackson gets ready for the pitch. Takes the ball off of his foot. That'll be a dead ball. We'll see J.J. Schubert advance. Nope, he'll have to go back to second after the dead ball. So we'll see runners on first and second. It'll be Jackson and Schubert. Jackson on first after the hit by pitch, and we will see Jonathan Francisco go out to talk to his starting pitcher, who has been phenomenal so far here in this ballgame. Because we will see a meeting of the minds out there as everyone from the infield comes in to support the young man who has towed the bump here today. Got to give your hats out to Quinn Zaborowski. He has dealt. He's 2 runs, 5 hits. His defense has played very well behind him. As this game is in the bottom of the 5th. The local time here in Omaha, Nebraska is 9:31, and the temperature is sitting at about 78 degrees. A beautiful night for ball here. As like we were talking about earlier, you can't get much better than this here in Omaha, Nebraska.
Yeah, we got ourselves a nice summer night temp. Isn't too hot, you know, not too cold, because it can get a little chilly, you know, even in June, a little windy. But yeah, we've got ourselves a nice room temperature outdoors. So it's not too much of a shock if you're going in and out throughout the day.
Right, you get the, you know, the easy advancement as we got a double steal, and J.J. Schubert gets caught. Great throw and great pop time from Max Myers behind the plate, and he catches J.J. Schubert in a pit of shock As the double steal does not work, but Braden Jackson does advance 90 feet to second base. That is a beautiful play from Max Myers behind the plate, as we'll see Blair Spees step up to the plate. He watched strike one. Blair Spees has done some things at the plate, but he's flashed the leather in left field today. As he fouls one straight back into the netting. The metal netting, I guess. As he is down in a quick 0-2 count.
I'm still waiting for another ball to get caught in the fencing here that we saw on opening day here this year. That was the story of that game for sure.
That was the story. That was like a 2-inning ordeal. As the 0-2 to Blair. Blair grounds one over to Cy Patterson. Cy Patterson gets it and throws it on over to Matthew Rivers at first. We see no runs on the board, but we do see a hit. Excuse me, that'll be no runs on no hits, no errors, and one runner left on base for the Red Raiders as we go to the top of the sixth, and the Filthballers still carry a 4-2 lead right here on the Corn Belt League Network. We are back here at Seymour Smith as we are in the top of the sixth and due up here for the Filthballers here in the top of the sixth. Peyton Larson, Carson Burnett, and Matthew Rivers, the 2-3-4 hitters here for the Filthballers. As you get another look at the beautiful sky that's setting over Seymour Smith Park here tonight in Omaha/La Vista/Ralston, Nebraska.
Yeah, the Filthballers have done a really good job here slowing down the Red Raiders, who had a pretty hot start, getting a run in the first inning, getting one in the third, closing in the lead to the Filthballers. But getting those two runs after that score, they've held them off runless since. So hopefully they can keep that going in these last two innings.
As we see a new pitcher out on the mound for the Red Raiders, as Austin Sheaver takes the mound here for the Red Raiders out there, as he will come on for his appearance today, as we've seen a lot of Red Raiders pitchers, but this will be Sheaver's, I believe, his third game of the year. Sheaver, the right-hander, delivers the first pitch strike to Peyton Larson. 9:36 local time here in Omaha, Nebraska. It is a beautiful night for ball. This is the 0-1. The slider is a little too far off the plate, nodding the count up at 1 apiece.
As a baseball fan, I think if there's one thing you can appreciate, it's a nice night baseball game that doesn't last too long.
Right.
Which I don't think this one's been going pretty quickly, so I don't think it's gonna.
This has been a very quick moving ball game.
Correct.
1-1 is the count here to Peyton Larson.
Well, quick moving with still plenty of action, plenty of great plays that we've seen.
As Peyton
Decent
Larson
scoring.
swings and misses for strike 2. I would agree. Yeah, we've seen. I mean, it's been like, yeah, we're in the top of the 6th. It's been a lot of action. 4-2 ball game, but we've still got about an inning and a half left. Peyton Larson does a good job staying alive after the high foul tip. Fouls it straight back. As Peyton Larson looks to keep the count where it's at or get on base here at 1-2. Peyton Larson watches strike 3 down in the zone. Nice 1-2 pitch from Austin Sheaver, and that'll be the first out of the top of the 6th here for the Red Raiders.
Now the third baseman from Omaha College, number 21, Carson Burnett.
Carson Burnett steps up to the plate. He had a triple in his last at-bat. As you could tell the moment that ball dropped and he was rounding first that he was thinking either second or third. As Burnett grounds this one over to Jackson Steele. He's going to have to make a quick play. Steele gets him in time. The nice play from Jackson Steele as he had to charge all the way up from his shortstop position. Gets him in time for the second out of the top of the 6th.
We've seen a lot of great plays from our infield of the Red Raiders here. They've shown a lot of great awareness and quick movement to the ball and then slinging it to whatever base they need to make the play.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of defense. I've been real impressed with the defense we've seen on both sides of the alley here today. As Matthew Rivers grounds one over to third. Ty Beasley will get that one and throw a missile over to first in time. Quick inning for Austin Sheaver. He goes 3 up, 3 down in the top of the 6th. We go down to the bottom of the 6th to see if the Red Raiders can respond at the plate. We are back, and you're getting a beautiful look at the Canines that make their way to Seymour Smith Park. As the man at the plate definitely has that dog in him. Jackson Steele will come to the plate as he's made some beautiful plays at short. And the lefty takes the first pitch down and away for ball 1. It'll be Jackson Steele, Dylan Brisboy, and Ty Beasley due up here. That is the 3-4-5 hitters for the Red Raiders in the bottom of the 6th.
That first dog's little vest harness thing had a little handle if you wanted to carry it like a handbag.
That
like you do.
That's always interesting, you know. I've always seen those around, and I don't know how I feel about that.
You know, they make backpacks that you can put your cat in.
That I've seen that.
My mom owns one.
Wait, you have a cat?
I do. I have 2.
Okay.
I have two cats and 2 dogs.
Okay.
And 6 chickens and a bird.
That's fire,
I'm
actually.
not joking, yes.
That's fire. Is the 3-0 ready for Jackson Steele as Eli Elsbecker is now the pitcher, and he will take the 4-pitch walk, and Jackson Steele will take the 90 feet. Eli Ellsbecker is the brand new pitcher today for the Filthballers. Eli Ellsbecker comes on in relief for Quinn Zeborowski, who went 5 innings and gave up 2 earned runs with an outing for Quinn Zeborowski. Eli Ellsbecker is from Black Hawk College, which Black Hawk College is based out of Moline, Illinois. Welcome to the game, Eli Ellsbecker. He'll pitch to Dylan Brisboy. Dylan Brisboy is 0 for 2 in this ballgame. Dylan Brisboy takes the first pitch off the heart of the plate. It'll be 1-0. As the 1-0. And Jackson Seal is off, and Max Myers cannot get the throw down in time, loses track of the ball. It'll be 2-0, and the stolen base will be credited to Jackson Steele.
Steele and Steele.
Steele and Steele.
It's in the name.
Yeah, you know, he's built for it.
Yep.
As the 2-0 to Dylan Brisboy. Loads, and he will take ball 3 low, 3-0. The 3-0 to Brisboy, and he'll take strike 1 just off the heart of the plate. Nice location from Eli Ellsbecker, and it'll make it a 3-1 count. The 3-1. Brisboy fouls that one down the left field line. Good job of staying alive. He hacked at it, and it'll make the count 3-2.
You know, left fielder almost wanted to make a play that, you know, maybe a top 10 Sports Center worthy play.
That would have
We've
been.
already seen one from left field tonight.
Right, we've seen one from the other left fielder, Blair Spees, for the Red Raiders. That would have been one for Julius Cortez. As Brisboy takes ball 4 outside, and the Red Raiders have something cooking here in the bottom of the 6th. They've got runners on first and second here with no outs. After back-to-back walks given up by Eli Ellsbecker. We'll see the third baseman, Ty Beasley, who's made a couple nice plays at the hot corner, step up to the plate and look to keep this hotness going for the Red Raiders. And we'll see a pitch runner here for the Red Raiders, as we will see number 14, Cooper Circarello. And we'll see a change of position as well, as we'll see number 34 for the Filthballers. We'll see number 34, Anthony Nino, come on and play third base and replacement for Carson Burnett. That's interesting. We saw the Red Raiders make a change, and then we saw the Filthballers make a change back-to-back. As we will see ball 1 outside. That's not very common. You see a defensive change in the middle of the inning. We've seen 2 batters, and they're doing a defensive change over there at third. It's interesting over there by Jonathan Francisco as Ty Beasley takes inside for ball 2. Actually, that'll be strike 1, I believe. Yeah, that was a strike, so it should be a 1-1 count here. The 1-1 pitch from Ellsbecker. In there for ball 2. It'll be a 2-1 count here to Ty Beasley. We've got runners on first and second, Cicerello and Steele. Cicerello came on to replace the runner as Ty Beasley takes ball 3 a little inside, as he almost had to do the limbo to get out of the way of that one. The 3-1 from Ellsbecker. As Ty Beasley did not think that was strike 2, but the umpire thought it was strike 2, and the count is now full at 3-2. And Ty Beasley takes back-to-back strike 3s in the same spot. He does not like the call. But nice pitch by Elsbecker as he gets the big out number 1 here in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, Filthballers now with a new pitcher, just overall their pitching game has been really on point tonight. You know, giving up 2 runs, but still, if you've been watching this game, you'll know why I just said that. I mean, they've really held down the Red Raiders here tonight.
And we'll see another pitch hitter right here for the Red Raiders. We'll see number 22, Colton Hayes, who will step up to the plate here. Still got runners on first and second. It's Steele leading off a second, Cicerello leading off a first, and Elsbecker's coming off the nice strikeout as the 1-0 is dribbled out in front of the mound in front of Elsbecker. He does a good job. The ball is dropped as Haas does a good job of stepping in front of that one, and we'll see one run come up across the score. Steele crosses the plate, and we'll see runners on second and third. It'll be Cicerello on third, and it'll be Hayes on second. The clutch base running, you would have to say, from the Red Raiders cut the lead to 1 for the Filthballers, and we've got a new game cooking here in the bottom of the 6th.
Again, just one wild throw just can entirely shift the momentum and the chances that either team is of winning this game. That pitch that just went right over the first baseman's head brought home a runner and then shifted our runners too. So now this is a lot closer of a game than it was 1 throw ago.
And the reason Carson Burnett got taken out of this ball game is he's actually warming up in the bullpen for the Filthballers. So he got taken out so he could go straight to the bullpen. So that's kind of what Jonathan Francisco, the head coach for the Filthballers, was cooking up over there. But like I said, this is a brand new ball game. As the awkward silence falls over J.J. Isaac in field, as there's a meeting of the minds over there at the pitching mound as the crowd disperses. I just love giving Connor really the hard time whenever I can.
We give him a hard time, but we still love him.
We do love Connor up here. Connor is a Corn Belt treasure. Connor is kind of slacking right now. As we will see number 22 for the Red Raiders, like mentioned earlier. Or no, excuse me. I think this is number 12, Connor Weiss, the first baseman from Northwest Missouri State. Attempts to lay down a bunt, does not get his bat on it, and that bat did break the plane for strike 1. We've got Haas leading off a second, Cicerello leading off a third. A fly ball to center field, or really any part in the outfield could score this run here for the Red Raiders. That would be a clutch hit.
Yeah, with only 1 out in the inning, you really got a lot of flexibility if you're a Red Raider.
Good stop behind the plate by Max Myers. That was a potentially game-running block behind the plate from Max Myers, and it is a 1-1 count here. Max Myers has been a brick wall back there behind the plate.
Yeah, even if he's letting a ball get away from him, he's still making a play, making sure that, you know, whatever happens from a wild pitch is the least bad that it could possibly be. And he's also made some diving catches behind the plate, too.
As Reese is able to pull back the bunt, it's going to be 2-1 as Elsbecker delivers the 2-1. In there for strike 2. Nice little breaking ball right there from Elsbecker. Knots the count up at 2. Excuse me, that's going to be the strikeout for Eli Elsbecker. That is my bad. I did not read the count correctly, as the first pitch to Chris Calhoun is going to be off the plate. I did say that was my bad. I did not read the count correctly. As the ball gets behind Max Myers, and that'll be a run scored for the Red Raiders as Cicerello slides into home to tie the ball game. The ball gets by Max Myers on the wild pitch from Eli Elsbecker. And we've got a tied ball game here in the bottom of the 6th. That's great base running from the Red Raiders. Knots the ball game here in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, Myers, who has done so well tonight, just let that pitch get right under him, and that made all the difference. And now it's a tie game tonight.
And a base hit from Chris Calhoun could really break this game open for the Red Raiders as he fouls one off to the Filthballers dugout. as we have seen a shift in the tides here for the Red Raiders. They came into this game, or into this inning, down 2. Now they've knotted the game up, and they have the opportunity to take the lead here. The 2-1. High, that'll be a 3-1 count, as it is a hitter's count for Chris Calhoun. Got to apologize in the last at-bat. I got the count wrong. That is my fault. As he takes strike 2, making it a full count. Honest mistake up here. We all make mistakes. Is the full count, 2 pitch, and it is going to be grounded down the third base line. That will be a foul ball. That ball almost snuck down the line. Good job by Chris Calhoun. And we will do the full count pitch once again. As we've seen a little bit of everything, this has been a very action-packed ball game as Chris Calhoun fouls that one out of play down the left field line, and we will do the full count for the third straight pitch. As Chris Calhoun and the Red Raiders have showed off the base running expertise here so far in this one. The 3-2 in the dirt. Nice at bat from Chris Calhoun, and he draws the walk on the full count pitch. We're going to see J.J. Schubert. We're going to see a pitch hitter for J.J. Schubert. We're going to see Owen DeLong, the young man from University Minnesota Morris. And like mentioned, a base hit could score. And we're going to see Chris Calhoun take second. No throw from Chris Calhoun. And Olin DeLong takes ball 2 high. Or excuse me, that is going to be ball 1 high. It'll be 1-1. Calhoun off a second. Pass after off a third. A base hit could really break this open for the Red Raiders. And he takes ball 2 in the dirt. It'll be a 2-1 count here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. The 2-1 swung on and fouled off of DeLong's leg, coming up limping a little bit. It'll be a 2-2 count with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. We got runners on second and third. DeLong looking to really break this game open for the Red Raiders. This could be the hit the Red Raiders have been looking for all game right here off the bat of DeLong. The 2-2. Off the plate, good eye by DeLong, and he's worked the count full here.
And even if the Filthballers are able to close out this at bat and end the inning, they still lost a lot of momentum that they had earlier in the game.
As DeLong skies one into the 7-8 gap, that ball will drop. We see DeLong rounding second. He will head his way to third. 2 runs come across to the plate, and he is in there for the triple, and the Red Raiders get the hit that they need from the pitch hitter, Owen DeLong, and that breaks the game open for the Red Raiders as Haas and Calhoun come across the score. What a hit from Owen DeLong.
And what a shift for the Red Raiders, who hadn't scored since the 3rd inning. Able to bring in 4 runs this bottom of the 6th, really just entirely shifting everything that we thought this game was going to go.
And in a change of events, the Red Raiders come back from down 4-2 to taking a 2-run advantage 6-4. And that is huge because they are the home team, so they will take the lead in the top of the 7th, only needing 3 outs.
Right. It could not have been a better inning for the Raiders. Well, it could have, but I mean, it's just an amazing shift of events that they've been able to craft together this inning.
We're going to see a new pitcher on the mound. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll showcase the new pitcher right here on the Corn Belt League Network. Welcome back to Seymour Smithfield, and the stakes could not be higher here as the Red Raiders have come alive here in the bottom of the 6th inning. They've scored 4 unanswered runs after some clutch hits from Owen DeLong and crew, but we see a new pitcher out on the mound for the Filthballers as Carson Burnett toes the rubber here for the Filthballers. This is his 3rd game. He's pitched 6 1/3 innings, has 12 strikeouts with a 1.15 ERA and a 1.64 whip. And in his 2 appearances, he has gotten 2 wins credited to his name. So he is definitely a proven pitcher out there for the Filthballers in these high leverage situations. The first pitch, that ball will be in there for strike 1. As we will see Ty Poor, who has had himself a pretty good day out in the field and at the plate, come up in another high leverage spot. The 0-1. Swung on and missed. Ty Poor wanted that one. And it'll be 0-2. The 0-2. High leverage. You can feel the intensity and the energy radiating from J.J. Isaac Field. The 0-2. In the dirt, that ball gets by Max Myers, and DeLong is going to coast into home. And the Red Raiders jump out to a 7-4 advantage. And just like that, the Red Raiders have all the energy in the world, and they can smell that second win cooking.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, from a team that's won 6-1, you don't think that they would piece together such an inning like this, but they really have. They've scored 5 unanswered runs to these Filthballers who have done so well at keeping their opponents on a low score this season.
The 1-2. Ty Poor watches ball 2 outside, and Max Myers just couldn't quite read that curveball. Great curveball, though, from Carson Burnett.
And with all the runners home now, I think Myers takes a little bit of a sigh of relief that a wild pitch drop just he's not at risk of any more runs now. He's only got the batter to worry about right now.
It's not as crucial as if there was some runners on base.
Right.
The 2-2 with 2 outs to Ty Poor. Ty Poor skies that one out of play down the right field line. And we will do the 2-2 once again here. If you're just now tuning in, you have missed a barn burner of a game here in the bottom of the 6th. The Red Raiders have scored 5 unanswered runs here in the bottom of the 6th. They came into this inning down 4-2 to the Filthballers. Now they lead the Filthballers 7-4. Ty Poor gets ready for the 2-2 once again. Swings and misses at the curveball. The nice break on the curveball by Carson Burnett. The Red Raiders, 5 runs on just 1 hit, no errors, no runners left on base for the Red Raiders, and the Filthballers have 3 outs to get 3 runs to tie, 4 to win here in the top of the 7th. 3 outs remain for the Filthballers here in the start of the 7th inning. You're getting a look into their dugout as tensions have been high for these two ball clubs the last couple of half innings. And we saw the Red Raiders score 5 unanswered runs. Can the Filthballers do the same here in the top of the 7th?
I'm not sure. They haven't had quite the momentum that that the Red Raiders have right now, being scoreless in the last 2 innings. However, that was the same spot that the Red Raiders were in. They didn't score in the past 2 innings here, so we'll see what they can piece together here at the top of the 7th.
Anything can happen in the game of baseball as Ashton Shaver goes out there for his 2nd inning of relief work. We've seen crazier things happen in a ball game as Tristan Brandt takes his first pitch ball. And it's a ball, making it 1-0. You know it's high intensity when the media guys are all standing up here in the dugout. We can feel the energy up here in the press box. We understand the high leverage situation. The 1-0 to Brandt. Brandt dribbles that one out to Typour. Typour gets it, and he will throw it on to first in time for the first out. That's a big first out for the Red Raiders. Score that one a 4-3 ground out for Typour to Connor Weiss. Right. Now batting.
Right, the chance of the Filthballers, scoring perhaps a 5-run inning that the Red Raiders pieced together, with that easy, quick first out. The chances of that happening drops drastically.
As we see the shortstop today for the Filthballers, and he takes strike 1. Filthballers have 2 outs remaining here. So we see Brendan Hillis. The 0-1. Just off the plate for ball 1. 1-1 is the count. This is about as high leverage as a situation for Austin Cheever and the Red Raiders that you can possibly get, as the 1-1 will be outside for ball 2. These are the type of moments that you live for as a baseball player, though. You kind of like live and die and breathe by these moments.
Right. It's those moments that you're dreaming of as a kid, that clutch moment. Your team is down, hitting that nuke to put the game away.
Yeah, right. The runners on first and second, 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning in the World Series type of moment.
Mm-hmm.
I think every ball player has had a dream like that at some point.
Exactly. Even the tensions are being felt by the dogs here. Seymour Smith.
As we got the 2-2 on its way. Good poke right there by Hillis, but it goes right into the glove of the first baseman. That's going to be an unassisted putout for Connor Weiss. And Filthballers are down to their final out here in the improbable turn of events here in the top of the 7th.
Right. I mean, it all comes down to this, really. If they want any shot, this is their only shot of winning the game, which we would have not expected the inning prior to this with a nice, safe 4-2 lead.
As we will see number 16 for the Filthballers step up to the plate. Number 16 is Jacob Martin. Jacob Martin, the game comes down to Jacob Martin to see if he can keep the Filthballers alive. As he takes the 0-1 pitch outside for ball 1. We've seen some instant classics so far in this 2023 season.
I think it's safe to say this might be one of them. 5-run inning for the Red Raiders. It's not something you're going to see every night.
Jacob Martin grounds to Typour. Typour throws it on the first, and that'll be the ball game. And the Red Raiders with 5 unanswered runs in the bottom of the 6th come back after being down a majority of the game and get the 7-4 win over the Filthballers, and they get their 2nd win of the season.
Absolutely heartbreaking for the Filthballers, who I'm sure they thought they had this one in the bag, but they clearly did not, and this is absolutely electrifying for the Red Raiders, who have had a rough start to their season, as this second win to a top-tier team like the Filthballers, it's really important for how the rest of their season could go.
I agree, and the Red Raiders get a nice 7-4 win against the Filthballers. When we come back, we'll recap the game, and we'll have your player of the game interview right here on the Corn Belt League Network. Welcome back to J.J. Isaacson Field as the Red Raiders get a nice 7-4 win over the Filthballers after the Red Raiders scored 5 unanswered runs in the bottom of the 6th to propel them to a nice win over the Filthballers. And I'm with today's player of the game, Owen DeLong. Owen, you came in a pitch hit situation in the bottom of the 6th. You guys were down. What was going through your head when you stepped up to the plate there?
I really was just thinking, in the box, like, put a good swing on something. I don't know. I wasn't looking to walk. Just put a good swing on the ball, really.
So you get the hit and you see the 2 runners cross the plate. What was going through your mind when you were rounding second, heading to third for that triple?
Well, apparently my coach had the stop sign up, so I kind of ran through that. But I was really just looking into the outfield and saying, okay, I think I got a shot at making 3. So that was kind of my gut feeling, and I just kind of went with that. So yeah.
Big wins like this can really kind of give you that momentum to kind of continue going. Is that kind of going to be the approach that you guys carry through the rest of the season after this win?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we've had a lot of close games that have resulted in losses. So, I mean, now finally having another close game, getting a win out of it, I think that can really propel us going forward. So hopefully we just keep that same mentality and things will work out.
Last but not least, the College World Series is coming up. Do you have any predictions? Who's your favorite to win, and are you going to be hitting the game?
My favorite right now is Oral Roberts. I just love the way they play. All their guys got those nice mustaches that they're rocking. So I'm kind of vibing with them right now, and I'll be rooting for them. So, yeah.
You're going to try to hit a game?
Yeah, of course. I'm from Minnesota, and I've never been here before.
Well, there you go. Well,
so I kind of have to.
That'll be a perfect way to kind of get going in Omaha. Well,
yeah.
I'm here with Owen DeLong, today's player of the game, and that'll just about do it here for our broadcast right here on the Corn Belt League Network. To everyone that tuned in at home, thank you, and we will see you on the airwaves next time.